All right, so fast forward, you end up you go to Michigan, right? In Dearborn, right? Is that
in Ann Arbor?
In Ann Arbor, right?
University
Ann Arbor.
of Michigan.
So I spent the summer in Ann Arbor working for Ford Motor Company, and they stuck us in one of the high-rise dorms for that summer. So I got a touch from Michigan. But what an amazing place! And then you go out to Silicon Valley. You're working there for a tech company, and you realize that you're having a stressful time, and you realize maybe this is the time I go back into meditation.
Exactly.
Okay.
So when I was 19, I moved to the U.S. And now being a teenager, going to an American university, I got caught up in the culture of university, which was getting drunk for the first time, like cramming for exams, doing other things that we shall not talk about on this show.
Football games?
and I lost my meditation practice.
Right.
Okay. I just stopped.
Yeah.
And it was tough. I almost flunked out of school. My GPA, I'm not proud to say, was 2.54, just barely passing. And after I graduated, I moved to Silicon Valley. I borrowed $30,000 from my father, and I moved to Silicon Valley to attempt to start a small little software company. I had this idea for a certain type of community software. Unfortunately, my timing sucked. The dot-com bubble burst. Thousands of people were laid off. Then September 11 hit, and again, thousands of people were laid off. And the economy was so bad that no one was hiring. So I ended up sending out my resume to any job I could try to find on Craigslist, which was the job hunting site at that time. And finally I got a job, but it was a dialing for dollars job. I had to pick up the phone and call attorneys from A to Z in San Antonio, Texas, and pitch them on the company's software. So it was basically cold calling, interrupting American attorneys in the middle of their day. And I can tell you it was an awful job because Texas attorneys do not like being interrupted by salesmen in the middle of a busy day. And after one particular day when I was told to F off, maybe for the 13th time, I fell into a depression. Now, I was not as deep into meditation then as I was as a 17-year-old, right? But I remember getting online because my life sucked. I was sleeping on a friend's couch. I had very little money in my bank account. And if I didn't close the sale, I didn't get paid. The economy was so bad, there was no base salary. I got on Google, and I can't remember what I typed in, but I was searching for hope. And there I see Silva Ultramind System. It was the updated version of that old course I'd taken years ago. Right? So I fly to LA, I take that seminar. I was the only person who showed up because they were not very good at self-promotion. I was the only person who showed up, so I had a one-on-one with the instructor. And I flew back to San Francisco and started work on Monday. Now, immediately, I started applying one of the techniques I learned in that seminar. And here, I ask for you and your viewers to have an open mind, okay? It was a technique that had to do with human intuition. So, the technique suggested that if we can get into an altered state of mind, now you can get into altered states in 4 ways: breathwork, meditation, neurotraining, or plant medicine. But this was true meditation, a very specific meditation protocol that puts you into the alpha level of mind, but then takes you deeper to what is called the theta level of mind, where your brainwave frequency is 4 to 7 cycles per second. A usual brainwave is 14 to 21 cycles per second, so you're lowering your brainwaves quite significantly. And when you're at theta, you know you're there if you're meditating because your head kind of goes like that. Right. You're drifting off asleep, but you can train yourself to be awake there. And when you're awake there, you're almost in this pseudo dream state, and these insights and impulses come to you. So what I would do is, now back then we used the yellow pages. I'd have to go to the San Francisco Public Library, check out the yellow pages for San Antonio, and then run my finger down. So rather than call names at random, I'd run my finger down, go to the theta level of mind, and just listen within. And every now and then, I'd feel an impulse. And it's hard to describe what that impulse was like. It feels almost like a little burst of joy in your heart. A burst of joy, a burst of hope. And as soon as I feel that, I would call that attorney. And an interesting thing happened. Okay, so as a salesperson, I kept an Excel spreadsheet with everything. You're logging everything. The number of cold calls you make, the number of times you get past the attorney's assistant, the number of times the attorney gets past 10 minutes on the phone, the number of times they ask for a brochure, the number of times you close the sale. Everything is math. Now, without any other factors changing, just using that technique, running my finger down, listening to that voice within, I doubled my sales overnight. So I started, I was thrilled. I went to my boss and he said, what are you doing? And I said, I think they call it intuition. And my boss said, nah, that's bullshit. but can you keep doing it? Now, I started going deeper and deeper into other aspects of personal growth. Creative visualization, for example, where you visualize yourself hitting your goals. And again, I doubled my sales. Another technique was something called subliminal programming, where you visualize the person you're seeking to communicate with, and you set a simple prayer or intention that whatever is best for everyone concerned will happen. And again, I doubled my sales. In a span of 4 months, I got promoted 3 times, and I went from lowly phone rep to vice president of sales.
Boom, boom. And now you were back on track.
Back on track. All of a sudden, I was earning a decent salary. I remember moving into my own apartment, getting off a freaking couch. That was a big deal for me. And now the company sent me to New York City on the anniversary of September 11. So September 11, 2002, I was in New York City, and I opened up the company's office in New York City as a vice president. I was 26, maybe 27 years old. I was leading teams of men who were in their 40s. But I was able to do all of that because I trained my mind. I stayed with that company for about a year, 18 months. Then I decided to quit, become a meditation teacher, because I couldn't get one thought out of my head. Everything I learned in college, and heck, my education at the University of Michigan was great. Look, it cost me a lot of money, but nothing was as valuable as that one class that taught me how to go within. But I couldn't get it out of my head. How was I the only person in that class? So I built a website. I got the license from Jose Silva's family, and I did my best to explode these methodologies on the internet. I got reasonably successful. I started using Google AdWords to drive people to the website, and then I started selling out my classes. Then I started selling out other trainers' classes. Then I started selling CDs. Now this was 2003, 2004. And eventually, as I kept tweaking the website, it became the company that today is known as Mindvalley.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. Hey, do you want to profit from crypto? Then join my DeFi Academy. The Crypto DeFi Academy will help you create generational wealth. But don't take my word for it. Listen to my students.
When I first got into crypto, I remember thinking to myself, I need to learn more. Brian Rose, learning crypto, learning DeFi, gotta do it.
I am so grateful that I jumped in and did this. I had to break through some limiting beliefs that I can do this, that I can afford this, that I can be in this.
It challenges the things that are deeply rooted within us.
Joining DeFi Academy has been one of the best decisions I have made on my blockchain journey.
This course was a life changer, a game changer, a huge eye-opener, coming from knowing practically nothing at the speed of the learning over 4 weeks was just fantastic.
The information you provided in this class was invaluable.
I feel far more confident in my next steps.
You took complex concepts and made them easier to understand.
What's different than so many other ones is it just doesn't tell you what to do. It actually makes you do it.
This is for people who are serious about becoming traders. This is the way it should be done.
I realized from this learning experience again that it is not about what you learn, but about who you learn it from.
The energy was insane. I've never experienced such incredible energy on a live call. Brian Rose, you are a legend, my friend.
It's the only thing in the market where you can get all information and learn everything what you need to know.
Everything is so clear and so well done, and I am just forever grateful for this program.
It made me feel so much more confident about crypto than I did before.
I did not anticipate how passionate I was going to become about it.
It's also been like a big learning experience for me, not just in the crypto space, but just an overall balance of life.
What I've learned is, how to take ownership, of my life in a way that I really hadn't before.
Yeah, you can't put a price on that, really.
I would recommend it to anybody, top notch.
Excellence does not come cheap. So if you want excellence, you got to pay for it, but it's so worth it.
Pull the trigger. That's what this course is about.
You're not going to regret it, really. It's amazing.
Thank you, Brian and team.
So what are you waiting for? Crypto is happening now. Click the link below, submit your application, and let me mentor you on how to create generational wealth and build the decentralized financial infrastructure of the future.